Well, Tyler Perry is back at it again. Let's talk about Divorce in Black, better known as Divorce While Black. Fuck y'all, I thought it was funny.
That was pretty good, but it's my turn now.
Divorce in Black is a 2024 thriller drama written and directed by Tyler Perry, shock of all shockers. It premiered exclusively on Amazon Prime on July 12, 2024. The movie stars Megan Good and Corey Hardrick. The movie follows Ava and her husband Dallas going through a tumultuous divorce, but eventually Dallas comes back for her. Let's find out how and why all this transpired as we go through the story of Divorce in Black. We begin at a funeral. We are joined by the married couple Ava and Dallas along with their families. They are mourning the death of one of Dallas's brothers. Instead of just honoring life, the preacher, Clarence, Ava's father, had this to say.
He begged the prophet, pleaded that he would send word to his brothers so that they right with God. You not to go the way of your older brother. I ask you, what kind of representative of God would I be if I didn't stand on this holy place and tell the truth?
Well, ain't this about a bitch? The first 7 minutes of this movie is to establish backstories to everyone in the most worst way possible.
Elementary school and dropped out in the 5th grade. Dallas was the only one who graduated high school, was the only one who tried not to go the way of crime.
I dare you to say it's because of your daughter. This girl has done nothing for my boy but judge him and make his life miserable.
No, Miss Linda, you have made this town miserable because you didn't raise your boys right. Stealing, raping, mean, breaking into old folks' home. This boy is in this casket shortly after getting out of prison because he tried to rob an elderly member of this church and she shot him dead.
We don't need nothing from you. You hear me? Let me get the hell out of here before I say what's really on my mind. Huh?
Jesus Christ, y'all act like y'all never heard a curse word before. And I don't want to hear that they are in church. They've heard curse words before outside of church. Dallas's mother, Linda, was fed up and was about to whip Clarence's wife, Jean's ass, but everyone managed to stop her in time. Feeling petty, she told Dallas and his brothers to remove the dead body from the coffin.
Fuck you.
After the funeral, Ava's friend Roma added more salt to injury.
See, well, it wasn't as bad as your wedding.
Rona, really?
I'm sorry. You know, I'm a straight shooter.
That's an understatement.
That woman ain't nothing but the devil. She had those boys take the body out of the casket and march it right on out of here. Like, what was that supposed to mean?
Nigga, you started this.
This is all my fault.
I don't want you to feel guilty or responsible because we raised her the best that we could. And she knows better. And you and I both know that what we put down on her will make its way to the surface at the right time.
Oh, look, folks, an enabler. That night, Ava finds the Burchin family.
The hell if it ain't. I told you we should have buried him right here with all the other Bertrands.
I can only imagine the smell that the property gave off if other family members in the family were buried there.
I went up to prom. I remember you and your big brother jumping out to fix it, and you got oil all over your tux. You were so mad. And then later...
Wait a minute. Did she just remind him of the time he was mean? Was this some clever way to establish his character? Who wrote this shit?
Look, you got no idea what I went through, okay? That's the last time that I let you embarrass me in front of my family, Ava. And you set us up. I heard the people laughing when we walked out that church.
No, they weren't laughing when you walked out.
Ava, I don't know what funeral you went to, but they was definitely laughing. After a heated one-sided argument, Dallas tells her to leave. Linda tells Ava that Dallas was gone and to
Get off my fucking land.
Being that it was a small town, she did find Dallas at a bar with his brothers.
I think that we should be getting home.
You always taking him away from us. You don't need that damn job.
Now, why would you say something irresponsible like that, I wonder? One of Dallas's brothers tells Ava to go wait for Dallas outside. She then runs into an old friend named Benji, which you can already tell if you study your Tyler Perry movie formula. You see that he'll be the quote-unquote love interest. Dallas and his brothers conveniently came outside and threatened Benji.
Doing, huh? You out here talking to him?
I know damn well he learned his lesson.
No, I don't think he did.
Look at her. Don't you do it.
After a long drawn-out scene to my taste, Ava goes to nurse Dallas back to health.
I've seen it. I've felt it. Baby, you are cut it off. Come here, come here, come here.
The next morning, even though Dallas was drunk, he pretends to forget from what he said and leaves out. I don't believe that at all. And in the immortal words of Kanye West, you know they're going to blame it on the drink. It's just excuses to do exactly what they want to do. As Ava rides to work with Roman rehashes of what we already saw at the beginning of the movie. So why in the hell we got to be reminded on what happened less than a week ago within the movie? This scene was not needed at all. That evening, Ava comes home and finds Dallas drinking.
They tell you about dinner?
Yeah.
You ready?
Well, I just walked in the door. I need to shower and change. I've been working all day.
Well, you ain't doing shit but sitting around in the bank all day. Look, you need to hurry up.
The reservation isn't to 7, so it's fine. I'll be right down. Just give me 45 minutes. I'll be quick.
Damn, he straight up leaves it to her own devices, huh? At dinner, Dallas gets fed up with Ava and starts his scene in the restaurant.
I want a divorce. We don't have no kids, so this should be easy. Okay? You can keep the house because your parents gave us a down payment, and I don't want to hear their motherfucking mouths, okay? I'm not paying any alimony. You got a good job at the motherfucking bank. I got a lawyer look over the papers already. Get somebody to get down there and look at it. Sign the damn papers, Ava.
Later on, Roma gives Ava an envelope to read and to list all the bad things that Dallas has ever done. Wait a minute. Why does it sound so familiar?
This paper. On one side of it, I want you to list all the bad he's ever done. Okay, and on the other side, I want you to list all the good he's ever done. Now, if the bad outweighs the good, then so be it. Don't hold on, just let it go. But if this good outweighs the bad, then y'all need to be big little women and fix this. This is not healthy.
Motherfucking titty-sucking two-ball bitch!
Hey, yo! Shut the fuck up!
Okay.
Scram! Scram! I said split! Shake the scene, you turkeys! Get out of my house!
I'm gonna get my gun.
Please don't tell me that this movie exists in the same universe as Why Did I Get Married? This explains a lot. However, Roma just did the first part of the list. Ava goes to her parents' house.
Good morning.
Well, goddamn. Privacy much? As they heard the news about Ava and Dallas's divorce, they support her, surprisingly. Later, Jean snoops around in Ava's stuff and finds the envelope.
This is beyond trying. Lord have mercy. You went through all this. I mean, this man beating on you and spitting on you.
Okay, that's bad, but that was also oddly specific. You know, despite the snooping, Jean does not tell Clarence about the list, which we will come back to later on why that is. Clarence takes Ava to help him at the feed store, but it was a setup to run into Benji. Wait, you're supposed to be a fucking pastor. You know for a fact that Ava is still married legally, and you try to hook her up with Benji?
Never mind.
At church, Clarence tells all of Ava's business for the entire congregation to hear, which she was naturally embarrassed about. There was also a stupid scene afterwards to where Benji's daughter was making poisonous ass cakes. Also, this could be another setup to corner Ava into going out with Benji. Later on at a fair, Ava runs into Benji again. After spending some time, she gets drunk.
I have never been with anybody but Dallas. I want you to make love to me.
Everything about you is turning me on right now, in every way. But if we cross this line, it's gonna be about you getting even with him.
Who in the hell is this damn creature? Because who in the hell will turn down something from Make It Throw It Back Good? I know he ain't gay. He's just a creature that we never seen before. That would just turn down free sex like that. Do you know now in 2024 you have to buy a girl at least a cluster of crab legs before they even go out with you? I had women, delusional ass women, trying to convince me that that's what good men do. Since when?
Bitch, you got me fucked up. You can suck my left nut.
Anyway, after that awkward ass moment, one of Dallas's brothers sends him a picture of Ava and Benji together. Out of context, of course. Dallas goes to Ava's job and makes sure she hurries up and signs those divorce papers. The next day at the divorce proceedings, Ava shows up without any representation and signs the forms. That night, Roma throws Ava a divorce party with male strippers and also invites Benji.
Who in the hell left the gate open?
This bitch.
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
Dallas tries to come in but was told to leave by Roma's husband. After the party, Ava wants Benji to stay the night in the guest room. However,
No. Really? Babe, it was by the grace of God I didn't sleep with you in the back of that truck. That ain't gonna work tonight. A guest room ain't gonna work. I wanna sleep with you. In your room, in your bed.
wait. Where was this Benji at the fair? You know, I could probably feel that since her hometown to Atlanta is over an hour and a half away, I figured that he'd be safe to finally tap that ass. Because if he did it at the fairground or wherever the hell they were, Clarence would have been watching from afar with a pair of binoculars, saying, yeah, that's my girl. The next morning, as she was leaving out for work, Dallas was in the kitchen helping himself to a bowl of crunchies. What in the hell is crunchies?
I ain't been here but 20 minutes. Ain't you glad to see me?
No, how did you get in the house?
Can't no lock stop me from getting in my damn house. I know you. Look, I know you well. All right? So let's stop all this shit. And I'm thinking about giving you another shot. I'm gonna go outside, get my things in the car. I'm coming home. Yeah. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna take a shower.
No, you're not.
Hey, you don't know who you fucking with. Shower.
Benji!
The fuck? Get your way.
Wait, why in the world did she not tell Dallas that Benji was up there? Why didn't she warn Benji? Anyway, after Benji got his footing and beats Dallas, Ava had to have the biggest dick in the room and throw his ass out the house. Beaten and bruised up, Dallas still hangs out in front of Ava's job, harassing her. Ava got a restraining order against Dallas, but that really didn't stop him. Clarence later installs cameras and changes Ava's locks. Makes me wonder if he did it because of Dallas, or was it because he didn't see Benji and Ava finally get it on, and he wasn't there to see it. Fucking creep. Later that night, Jean was assaulted and threatened by Dallas. She decides not to tell Clarence, but due to it being a small town, he found out anyway. He gears up with a shotgun and a handgun to confront Dallas. Remember that scene of that list of what Dallas did to Ava while they were married, and Jean didn't tell Clarence? That's why. He goes to Linda's house to find out where Dallas is.
If you think I'm gonna let that boy put his hands on my wife, I will blow his brains out. Boy, I will.
You will what? You better be glad I didn't slap that bitch when I had the chance.
Fuck you.
You think I'm scared of a gun, man? You gonna shoot me, old nigga? I don't think you got it in you. All right, listen, I'm gonna turn my back at the count of 3. You ain't gonna do shit. Stop dog, nigga. 3!
Shut your ass up.
Shut up.
You about to get your ass whipped, boy.
Meanwhile, Jean calls Ava and tells what Clarence is about to do.
Okay. We'll be there in an hour and 15 minutes. We're coming right now.
Bitches, you dumb. By then, it will be too late.
Stupid motherfuckers. They got to be the stupidest motherfuckers.
Moments after Dallas and the Bertrand brothers gave Clarence that grand ass whooping, Clarence crawls back to his vehicle while bleeding out. Ava and Benji finds him passed out. Now, I'm no doctor, but that gunshot looked like it hit deep, and judging by his blood loss, he should have died. But apparently, he survived. Ava calls Dallas to confront him, but he denies doing anything. Ava uses a tactic to lure him out to her.
I was. And he's so much better than you. The sex is so much better than you could ever imagine. And you're the worst. I tried to make you a man, but you ain't shit.
I'ma show you.
Ava waits for Dallas as he breaks in.
Thought that nigga was upstairs.
Did you hurt my daddy?
You lied to me. Lied to me, Ava.
Look around.
I did.
Did you grab my mama? Me and Benji. Yeah, that's working out good for me. Yeah, lots of great sex. It's never like that with us. Yeah, I don't think I enjoyed it much, actually. You know?
Get up. Get up.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Put my fucking hand on your fucking mouth.
Is that all you got? Come on,
Keep talking shit.
keep talking
Let's
shit.
get going.
Yeah.
Look. Yeah, okay. Keep it.
After the bruises she received from Dallas, she had the means to kill him right there. Sometime later, Clarence makes it out of the hospital and they run into the Bertrand family with another one of their own in the hospital. Linda confronts Ava.
This is over? You killed my boy. You think this is over?
For your sake, it better be. You better be careful pushing good people too far. It's over. Let it be over.
And from right there, the movie just ends. Divorced in Black got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 15% audience score. This 15% are the women that admired this movie. I feel that their minds are forever closed and only like one type of movie. And that's not saying much because Tyler Perry only makes one type of movie. He just tried to hide it in different genres like comedy and thriller. Now, the movie wasn't boring, but it was still bad all around. I didn't mind watching this movie again to review it because it wasn't that boring. However, this movie did not need to be 2 hours. Then we had characters that did not need to be in the movie at all. And you know which ones I'm talking about. Roma and her husband. Speaking of such, in every Tyler Perry movie, there's always that loud, ghetto-ass girl will do the things that the wholesome character wouldn't do, allegedly. At least in Mia Kubla, Kelly Rowland's character didn't have that type of friend. Roma was the type that she may have been right about some things, but it's best that sometimes to mind her own goddamn business and let the chips fall where the chips fall. Because if you get in folks' business so much and air out dirty laundry, the opposing person will start airing out dirty laundry on their own. Like Dallas airing out Roma's husband having an affair, which she said she knew about. But did she? Now, to be fair, I believe that the only reason why she got mad was because she didn't want a person like Dallas bringing up that kind of dirty laundry. But it goes back around to mind the business that pays you, or however that saying goes. Like I said, most of this movie didn't need to happen. If you cut out the time Ava was in a funk about her divorce, you could really chop this movie into about an hour and 10 minutes. This movie would still been bad, but less painful. It's also revealed that this movie was filmed in 3 weeks. And it shows. Now I wonder which scenes were edited and unedited. This is just bad, and I'm not in Hollywood, but I know you cannot shoot a Hollywood production in 3 weeks. Because look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. This was shot in 8 weeks, and the entire movie was an hour. Now I also heard there were rumors that Tyler Perry uses AI to write his scripts. To be honest, I wouldn't put it past them. But let's get into the characters that mattered in this movie. And that's not saying much. Now, Benji is the weakest character out of the movie. You would think he would be the savior of making good, and they both find Jesus and they end up in church in the end. However, he was just there to be Ava's meat stick. That's about it. Well, in so many words, but she said this, not me. Benji did have history with the Bertrand family. I believe that they used to bully him and jump him for even talking to Ava in a friendly way. He was married and had a daughter, but we don't hear anything about his ex except for that he divorced her for some time. It was implied that Benji's ex-wife was trifling, but I figured that Dallas and his family was worse. I would have felt that the last straw for Benji would have been that when Ava stole his car and go to lure Dallas out to kill him. The one thing that you don't mess with is a man's car, but I guess towards the end he didn't mind being Ava's meat stick, which I would mind either, but you don't mess with a man's car. I don't care who you are. Now, Clarence and Gene's characters both play off each other, with the exception of being along with Ava or by themselves. They seem to be both in unison when it comes to setting up Ava and Benji, which was stupid. Gene did, however, keep things from Clarence due to his temper and what he might be capable of. However, it didn't matter once he got that grand ass whooping for Dallas and his brothers. Clarence is your stereotypical hypocrite. He speaks about God and doing the right things, but he's not practicing on what he's preaching. First, how do you offer to pay for a person's funeral of a family member you don't like, then go out of your way to air out their dirty laundry? I personally don't care what they done, because if they are dead and you're at their funeral, you pay your respects. And I don't want to hear that he was just feeling it and he had to say it. Gene admitted that he works on sermons a week in advance, so he had this plan. This could have waited after the funeral, or it could have just been pillow talk. So in a way, if it wasn't for Clarence, the events of the movie would never happen, and Dallas wouldn't have been dead, or Ava would have not had blood on her hands. That day at the funeral, Clarence should have just been a preacher first, father second. He should have just gave his sermon, celebrating life, not condemning it. To me, I feel that funerals are neutral ground anyways. Clarence did get his karma once he went to confront Dallas with guns and got that grand ass whooping. And he didn't learn his lesson. He gets hauled back home in a wheelchair, still talking shit. Also, quick side note, Clarence also been trying to pin Ava out to Benji the entire movie while she was still married to Dallas. So by doing research, Clarence may not be the antagonist in the film, but he has antagonistic traits. Dallas had mental issues early on prior to the movie. Also, he is the last person to be thinking about getting into a relationship, let alone being in a marriage. It is revealed that Linda was abused by Dallas's father. She also gave the order for Dallas to kill him. Now, the way Dallas's family is put him on the path of self-destruction and death. He was never the same after he killed his father, but we as the audience don't care because all we were focused on are how Dallas was no good. But it doesn't excuse his behavior towards Ava. I think he really did love her at one point, but once his family got into his head, it was over with. He didn't want Ava, but he'd be damned if anyone else would have her. Also, why is this a requirement after the divorce? You expect your ex to be miserable after you moved on with your life. He accused Ava of being with Benji the entire time they were married. I didn't get the suspicion because Dallas is the type of guy to always keep tabs on his woman. Also, Ava would have been really good at hiding things from Dallas, but his mental state prompted him to make irrational decisions and accusations. He played into Ava's hands when he went to harm her, but he ended up meeting his demise as the Bertrand family dwindles. Also, Corey Hardrick did a good job and says that this was the most money he was paid throughout his career. Maybe he was channeling his inner bitter husband and what he really wanted to do to his ex-wife, Tia Mowry. But let's move on. Now, like Mia from Mia Kulpa, Ava was the victim in all of this. She tried to be a good wife, but was given zero credit for it from Dallas. Her parents, meaning her father, tried to pimp her out to Benji, even though that most women don't hop over to the next man that quickly. I guess in some twisted way, they was only trying to help her to get over Dallas, but she could have did that through Jesus. Her so-called friend Roma wouldn't shut the hell up. The broad had the most to say, but her husband cheated on her a year prior to this movie. However, Dallas said that it's still going on. That's why it's good to stay out of other marital affairs, because yours behind the scenes could be a lot worse. Now we all wonder what was said on that letter that Roma made. Now, thanks to a video from TikTok, I managed to make out some of the letter. I would play the video, but it has copyrighted music in the background. So I'm just going to have to type it up of what was said on the letter, and you can just pause to read. But damn, Ava did put up with a lot. But one part of her wanted to prove her parents wrong, and the other part she took after her mother that she loved to help people. Now, Gene did admit that she wasn't helping out Ava more, but it was a little too late. Now here is more of Clarence's antagonistic traits. Clarence was throwing how Ava's life fell apart in her face. She did learn she had a competitive side, but all that waned once she got with Dallas. Once the divorce was final, she moved on completely. Now it was never implied that her and Benji were a couple, so when she said it was just sexual, just imagine the miles you putting on your car just to drop some sex off. Well, we all done it, but at some point, we will have to want something more. But knowing what I know now in this life, I ain't driving all the way to drop some sex off and then drive all the way back. Because if I'm putting in work, I'm going to be tired. So I'm staying the night. Anyway, once Ava moved on, she was happy. And Dallas couldn't take it. When she found out her father was shot and beat up by Dallas and company, the only way she could have finished him was to play on his mental health issues and destroy his male ego. Once she did that, he came running. She set it up to where she received enough bruises to put Dallas down for good. It's funny that at the end of the movie, she got the balls to get in Linda's face and subtly threatened the rest of the Burchin family. Just look at her. She thinks she John Wick now. Also, she didn't receive no jail time either due to the fact that she had a restraining order, Dallas breaking into her house that he didn't want, or the lack of mental health history. I felt that all those combined worked in her favor. Damn, Benji better watch out or he's next. Overall, The Voice in Black was bad, but it was leagues above Mea Culpa. At least I was entertained briefly. This movie could have been fleshed out more if it was on Lifetime, because you know how those movies can be over 3 hours. If you are a Tyler Perry fan to the core and don't know of this movie, check it out. But you'll probably disagree with me and say that this movie is the best that he ever made. If there's anyone out there that can prove me wrong that this movie was great, let me know in the comments. We will probably set something up like a debate or something, but I guarantee I will win. So that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you all next time.